Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys checking out today's video and spending some time with me. And got a little different video for y'all today. A lot of you guys are just like my family, and I share a lot of my life with y'all. And you guys have been following me for about 4 or 5 years since I've had the YouTube channel now. So I sort of like to keep you guys updated on what's going on in my life a little bit. I know some of you guys may or may not care, but some of you guys find it interesting talking about some of the stuff that I've done here in the past and throughout the course of my career. And what I am today, guys, is down at my mom and dad's place down here in Joplin, Missouri, and I want to take you guys through some of the stuff here on my mom and dad's place that really had a huge impact on me to wind up fishing professionally. I've got some stories I want to share with you guys here down at the place I think you guys might find interesting, and sort of going to take you through a little personal tour of my the area I grew up, my home where I grew up in here, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the video. Also, guys, before we get started, I just want to give a big thank you for everybody that's taken time to hit that subscribe button here at Intuitive Angling. Really appreciate you guys taking time to do that. We're working hard to get to 150,000 subscribers. And again, guys, a big thank you for me and my family, for everybody that's been using all the links I put in each video description. If you guys are using those links, to purchase your tackle and take advantage of some of the stuff, you're doing a big part to help the channel. So thank you for me and my family there. Okay, guys, I'm here in my dad's garage. This a little backstory on this. My dad, I've lived here my whole life too, and my dad lived here his whole life. His mom and dad bought this property back in the 1930s here in Joplin, Missouri, and the house that they live in is 150 years old. They got like 12 acres here, and my dad grew up here and he lived here, and he bought this property off my grandma and grandpa back in the early 1960s, and it's where I grew up. And my dad passed away about 3 years ago, and my mom passed away about 7 years ago. So my sister and I are in the process. We're gonna have an estate sale and get rid of all the stuff here, and then we're putting the property for sale here because we both don't live in town. We can't take care of it. So a lot of sentimental memories I want to show you guys here today. And my dad, the garage I want to show you here, this is like the centerpiece of it, because this is where my fishing career started, in this garage here. And it used to be really neat. It's trashed out now, but my mom was bedridden for like the last 10 years of her life, and my dad spent all of his time taking care of my mom. So much stuff like here in the garage and around the property sort of got neglected and went downhill as a result of that. And I remember telling Dad, before he passed away, it's like, I'll be glad to clean that garage up for you guys and for you and take care of everything. He goes, Randy, you don't mess with that. He goes, when I'm dead and gone, you can do what you want to with it. Just leave it alone now. It's fine. So I'm going to turn the camera around here, guys, and I'm gonna sort of take you through a little tour of the property here and sort of go over some of the things that had a big impact in me on my fishing. So, okay, guys, you can't tell it now because it's really trashed out, but this part of my dad's garage here, so much went on here. First of all, the main part of the garage here, this is where I kept my little the little first boat I had, a 16-foot flat bottom. I bought it at a rummage sale for $200. A lot of you guys have heard me talk about it. And I remember one of the earliest memories I had with that boat is I had it up on sawhorses in the garage here. And I painted it camouflage. I put a floor in it, carpeted it, put a little 9-horse junkie motor on it. And I can just see right now, that's where my bass fishing started, with in this garage here with that little flat bottom. And before that, this workbench here that looks terrible now and trashed out, this was like the centerpiece of our fishing stuff. And like all the stuff up here, this used to have fishing tackle in it and reels. Used to have a freezer right here we worked on. But all this stuff here was where I learned about like flip-tail worms, cream worms, Mitchell Garcia, 5,000 reels, Garcia 300 spinning reels. All this type of stuff was where we worked on the tackle out here. So I can just almost smell that tin tackle box with those flip-tail worms and the jelly worms. Little stuff like this, guys, this grinder, this is where, my dad showed me how to sharpen a lawnmower blade on that when I was a little kid, and just, working all the stuff you know, that we've had around here. I'm also, guys, here in the driveway. Again, memory, guys probably, you know, can't picture, but I can. It's like, this is where I used to park my boats as I got bigger boats. It's like, as I turned in my early teens, you know, I upgraded to like some, you know, I had a Challenger bass boat with a 50 horse on it. I had an old Champion. I'd always park it right here where it would be. And I don't know if you can see that right there, guys. This is like a big deal right here. See where that trash can is right there? That used to be a grape harbor right there. And there used to be a swing, and there would be tons of grapes there. And that's where, like, you know, my dad and his friends, they'd be planning their fishing trips there, and I'd be sitting next to them. They'd have their tackle boxes out. They'd have cans of Budweiser beer, you know, they were drinking, planning for the trip the next day. And I remember, you know, just like sitting there on the grape harbor in the swing, looking at the tackle box, being super excited to go fishing the next day. That was always a big exciting event for me right there. And this over here, the back side of the garage there, it's super windy out. Hopefully it doesn't. This is where I used to park another area I used to park my boat. Used to bounce golf balls off of there, you know, playing catch. And this down here, guys, I'm gonna show you a little about this. You've heard me talk about Turkey Creek, the place that I really learned how to fish. Now, you can see there, we had a giant tornado here earlier this year. They had like 20 giant walnut trees and stuff, and that's just the pile from the tornado that happened this past summer. But you can see where those houses are down there. When I was a kid, guys, that was nothing but woods. And some developer came in there and just destroyed it all and put houses in everywhere down there, and completely destroyed my little area. But this is where, like, every night after I got home from school, I'd walk down in those woods. The high tree line you can see over there, that's Turkey Creek. And I used to walk down there to Turkey Creek, and that's where I learned how to fish at. And this was my sanctuary, man. I don't know if you can see it down here in front of that house, but there's an old dried up pond right there. That's a wet weather pond. Every time we got a bunch of rain and everything, that pond would fill up with water. And when I was a little kid, I'd go down there and you know, just cast on there and learn how to cast and pretend I was fishing. But you can see over here, guys, this is another area that just got devastated by the tornado on my parents' property. There used to be dozens of giant walnut trees in here. A tornado just destroyed everything. But this little place down here, this is where I sort of got in contact with nature down here. I come down here all the time after school and walk around in the woods down here. And this is where, it just sucked, guys. I hadn't been down. It's like, there's so much trash here now. The wind's blowing it. Haven't been able to take care of it. It really makes me feel bad. But this is where I really learned about connecting with nature back in here. Parents got like 12 acres here, and this little area back in here is where I would come after school almost every day, and I'd build forts and you know, just pretend that I was like Daniel Boone and that type of stuff, and just, you know, sort of my little area that I really spent a ton of time in. And just sucks to have to get rid of it, man. But you can see the tornado, man. It just tore everything down around here. It was unbelievable. But I spent so much time in these woods down here. This is where I used to hang out when I was a kid all the time. It brings back a lot of memories. There's Elijah coming up right there. I really wish he could enjoy this like I did. But sort of gives you a good reference point on it. Okay, guys, there you go. Just wanted to take a second and sort of share with you guys some of the past and some of the things that were important to me when I was growing up here. And man, it's definitely a sad moment having to get rid of this. It's been in the family for over 90 years, but that's just part of life. You know, things change. You sort of have to adapt and sort of move on. But anyway, guys, I was just real fortunate to have it. I know it's hard to picture if you weren't here, but I just had a really great upbringing here. You know, really peaceful, really innocent. It gave me a chance to connect with nature, learn about fishing. Just sort of my little sanctuary here that I can just, didn't matter how long I live, I always look back, you know, when I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, and, you know, remember all those memories that stay with me to this day. But I just wanted to take a chance and share that with you guys, and hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll talk later.